Well, I'm off. Deb, have you decided on selling that truck? I was thinking maybe you could lease it out and that way we can get an extra steady income to the company.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Okay, I'll send out the address for the lease in the morning. Just send me the details for the type of lease and send it to me either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Type of
Bye.
lease. Wait, George, what do you mean? George? George! How am I going to lease this truck? I mean, how do we account for the income we'll receive? Is it the rent? It's sales? And how long are we going to lease the truck?
Dave, you seem to have a little dilemma. Let me help you.
No. No. Okay. I knew it. This business and George making me lose my mind. I need to leave.
Please don't leave. I haven't helped you with your lease problem yet.
You know, my mom always said, you know, if I don't get enough sleep, eventually I'd go crazy. You know, I just didn't expect it to be this soon. But I guess.
Please stop jabbering. It's honestly just annoying. Do you know how many students are currently crying in their IFRS book right now? I could be helping them. I'm sure they wouldn't insinuate that I don't even exist. Now, let me get lease 1 and lease 2 to try explain things to you.
Hi there, I'm finance lease.
And I'm operating lease.
So, this is how it's going to work.
If you choose me, can you pass me that bit? If you choose me, then you would be transferring substantially all the risks and rewards of the truck to the leasee.
Rather choose me. It's easier to have short-term leases under operating leases, so you have more flexibility of your use options throughout the truck's lifetime. Almost like a hire agreement.
Transferring substantially all the risks and rewards. You might as well be the speaking IFRS.
Well, you see, you would sell the truck to the leasee at the end of the lease period. Or maybe the lease term would take up the majority of the truck's useful life, meaning that any rewards gained from the truck will be given to the leasee instead.
Okay. Understand the difference between the leases now. Alright. But how would I recognize it when the lease begins?
Well, Dave, the operating lease is very simple. This way, you would continue to recognize the truck as an asset in your statements, and you would just capitalize any direct costs related to the inception of the lease onto this asset.
In my case, you would de-recognize the truck as an asset and instead recognize a new asset as net investment in lease.
Net investment in lease.
Yes. So, to calculate this, you will need present value all these payments that have to be made and add initial direct costs.
Okay, cool. So then after that, I just recognize lease income, right?
Honestly, Dave, have you even tried reading your IFRS? Of course it's not that simple.
These payments are not your only worries. You have 4 things to keep in mind. Number 1 is lease payment. Number 2 is financial income. Number 3, amortization, get it right?
Amortization.
Yeah, and deferred tax. So firstly, lease payments are recognized as an income while simultaneously decreasing the net investment in lease by that amount. Then, we account for the finance income, which will be calculated using the implicit interest rate multiplied by the net investment in lease. Thirdly, we amortize our net investment in lease over the lease term. Then lastly, but not least, we account for the deferred tax whenever there is a lease payment.
Recognizing these payments is a bit more complex than just recognizing a payment. So we recognize the lease payments as a diminishing straight line. The differences between income and the actual amount paid is recognized as a lease payable or receivable. And then of course we recognize deferred tax on the lease payment. Any depreciation on the truck is still recognized as an expense.
Oh, this is a lot to remember.
Focus, Dave. I'm honestly surprised you've managed to run a mildly successful business with your inability to retain information.
Okay. So now I know how to measure the two types of leases, right? But the only thing I need to figure out now is how do I present this information, to my shareholders and my stakeholders.
Well, that's pretty easy, even for the finance lease. Where would you like to start?
Okay, what will be shown in the statement of statement of financial position?
In my asset section, we have the net investment in lease and the deferred tax. If it is a deferred tax asset, otherwise, we would recognize that in the liabilities section.
In my asset section, we will only have the truck. Our lease amounts receivable or payable, and deferred tax will either be in the asset section or the liabilities section.
Okay. And what will be shown in the statement of comprehensive income?
You would have a lease payment income and finance income. When you decide to sell the truck at the end of the lease term, then you'll also have a gain or loss on the sale.
For me, you'll be showing the lease payment income, a depreciating expense, and any other costs that are expense relating to the truck.
Don't forget the statement of cash flow.
Of course, the cash receipt of the principal portion will be recognized in the investment section, and lease payments received will be recognized in the operating or investment section.
For me, payments received will be recognized in the operating section.
Okay, I think everything is starting to make sense.
Thank goodness. We've been here for ages.
Okay, now I just need to make a decision on whether to use a finance or a operating lease.
Dave, what are you doing? Have you been here all night?
Yeah, I was just just trying to find out about finance leases and operating leases.
What? I could have helped you with that. I studied accounting at university. Pretty simple concepts. You should have just asked me, silly.